Alright guys, so we just got the message back from the mechanic. Our truck is finally done. The 1999 7.3 Power Stroke turbo diesel is finally out of the shop. So we took it to the shop on the last Tuesday of January, and it has been there for quite a while, I think about 45 days, but it is finally done, and it is currently Friday, and we are supposed to go pick up our camper up in Cedar Rapids tomorrow, which the way we are taking to go get the camper, we're actually heading up to Dubuque. We are buying some stuff there, then shooting from Dubuque over to Cedar Rapids, where we're going to pick up our camper and take it home. Now, we do have snowstorms coming tomorrow, big snowstorms, so we have to get this done before the snowstorms hit. So we are going to run over. I'm going to get picked up by my uncle, and we are going to go grab the truck and take it back to the farm, and then we need to get some work done on it today because we only have today to get it ready for a trip tomorrow. So let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so we finally got the truck back from the mechanic. I am super stoked. It took about 40 some odd days. So we took it in on the last Tuesday of January, and it is now the middle of March. And we finally got the truck back. I'm super stoked to show it to you guys. And we have to go pick up my vintage camper, a 1976 camper, on Saturday. And we are doing a round trip, about a 9-hour trip. We are going up from where I currently am to Dubuque, picking up some parts for the 7.3. Then after we leave Dubuque, in between Dubuque and Cedar Rapids where my camper is, we are selling somebody some Polaris RZR seats. So we're going to go drop those off for him. Then we're going to go straight from there and go pick up the camper. Now, I'm about to reveal you guys this truck, and then we have very little time to get a lot done because we need to get this thing ready for this almost 9-hour trip. Without further ado, here's the truck. There she is. Nothing's like amazing. It definitely has some dents and dings, but this thing is one hell of a truck. As you can see, the hood is all dinged up. It doesn't have the most beautiful headlights, grille, or bumper, but we are going to change all of that soon. Let's just go over what we got here. So here's the interior. It's that blue interior, not a huge fan of it, but it's all right. As you can see, I mean, even our rocker panels, we really aren't that rusted out. We got the big old bench seat, which is going to be changing soon. This is not a tow package, but we have an aftermarket tow brake right here that was installed. So we do actually have an aftermarket tow package. Now, for the back seat, it's basically the same because we got the crew cab long bed. So this thing is one long boy. But yeah, we got the dual bench seats, blue interior. She's all right. The roof is kind of clapped out. And then we got this. Now, the goals for like right now that I want to do while I'm still here. Oh, also the tailgate does not work, but we have a replacement tailgate. As you can see, this handle is just completely broken. And we got our box over here. It actually opens right up. But yeah, he left a bunch of stuff in here. We got some sockets, a throttle. I'm not sure what that's off, if that's off one of these trucks. Something. I'm not sure what all these are, but we do have a bunch of straps. There's also a welding helmet in there, which is pretty nice. But yeah, more sockets. Got some gloves, some other random stuff, probably for pressure washing. I believe he ran a pressure washing business with this thing, from what he said. But yeah, we got some heavy duty straps in here. It's a pretty nice box. It has a lock to it. Not sure if I have the key, but I was going through the truck and I actually found a key. And I want to test to see if it goes to that. Also, we have new side mirrors for it. It's completely smashed. So we're going to have to replace that. They are telescoping though. That's pretty nice. But yeah, we have replacement mirrors. We have replacement headlights, replacement grille. This headlight is kind of clapped out. But yeah, honestly, it just looks really nice. All right, now it is time for probably the most important part, the thing you guys are all waiting for. How does she start up? And honestly, let's go ahead and find out. we'll run her through her glow plug cycle. And here we go. Let's crank her up. There we go, baby. Let's freaking go. She sounds so good. I mean, you can't beat an old 7.3 Power Stroke. This thing is just sweet. We also actually can show it off. Heat and AC work. That's pretty sweet. He also had an aftermarket radio stereo, and then he also had this on there, and I actually really like this thing when I was taking my long trips. It's really nice. But yeah, let's go ahead and look under the hood, because that's probably what you guys want to see most. Might have to set my phone down for a second when I go to check this. Where's the latch? There she is. Let's go ahead and look at this baby. Whew! She's looking nice, dude. Look at her go. I mean, she honestly looks freaking amazing for how old she is and how many miles it has. I mean, can you get better than an old diesel like this? I don't know, maybe a 12 valve or something. Personally, I'm a fan of these. There's a turbo. I mean, dude, she looks freaking nice. Also, apparently, it has almost a brand new radiator in there. Not sure how to really show you, but he said when he was going through it that the radiator on this thing looked brand new. But yeah, I mean, dude, she runs freaking perfect. I am so stoked to get on with this build. So anyways, guys, we're going to get straight into it. We're gonna stop talking because it is Friday and we need to have this done by Saturday. We're gonna go ahead and take off this ladder rack. I really want this ladder rack off. And let's listen to her. I mean, she sounds pretty damn sweet. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take the ladder rack off. Maybe take this toolbox off. I might leave the toolbox there for now just because we don't really need it off. And we're gonna get like straight into remodeling this bad boy. We're gonna try to pull out the seats. The main things I wanna get done today is make sure that it's ready for our trip. Swap out the seats, swap out our tow mirrors because we need the tow mirrors, and maybe swap out the headlights and grill if possible. But yeah, let's get straight into it, guys. So I went ahead and unbolted my entire ladder rack, so it should be loose and free to come out. I'm not sure how these are really connected. Like, it kind of moves, but it's really heavy. So I'm only one person. I'm going to drop down this tailgate and I'm going to slowly try to slide it this way. I really don't want to damage any of the body of the truck, really, is the main goal. So I'm going to put down the tailgate and I'm going to try to just slowly slide it back and put it on the ground out here. And then we're going to head back home where all the parts are and we're going to put the parts on. But I honestly think that taking this ladder rack off is going to make one of the biggest differences on this truck, because it's really going to turn it from, like, I don't know, it's just going to sit so much nicer without that ladder rack. It doesn't look bad, but I think it's going to just give it a more truck feel to it, and I'm really excited to pull it off. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. With the way this is broke, but there we go. This is down, and it sits pretty sturdy, so that's good. Ooh, sweet 10mm socket on a Cobalt little socket thing. Anyways, we need to pull this back this way is the goal. Now, how I'm going to do that, I've not figured out. So it's not completely loose on that side. This side, it is completely loose on. I'm not sure how it's attached over here. Oh, but somewhere. As you can see, this is loose. These back two don't weigh too much. That's loose. This is loose. But this one is still connected to this trim piece. Like, if I try to lift it, it pulls up here. So I have a big screwdriver and this bar I'm going to kind of just try to finagle my way into here till we can break these loose. Because as you can see, like here, it's dragging that trim up with it, and it's really just keeping it down. All right, so after working at it for a bit, we managed to pry it up enough to where we got that screw detached. And I pried up my screw a little bit so it's no longer rubbing against that John. So now this thing should technically be free. Now that screw should no longer be a problem. It's time to pull this bad boy off. There we go. Oh, she's coming now. Because now she's up here. And it is very top heavy. I think I'm going to have to walk this thing back. I don't like where that's scratching. Oh Lord. Yeah. That was right on my tail. And tail lights. Okay. This thing probably weighs a good couple 100 pounds. Okay, this is where it's going to start to get off. That is about as far as I think that's going to go. And the 2x4 method is not working. Sweet. I could just flip it and say screw it. That might be our best method here. And there she goes. Okay. My worst concern there, not sure if I got that good on video, is if I flipped it and it came back on the truck. Well, that's not too great, but we got her off. This thing is heavy as balls, dude. She is a solid son of a gun. But she is off, and that should honestly give the truck a new look. Ladder rack is now officially off, and it's time to see how this bad boy's sitting without the ladder rack. I think it looks way better. 3, 2, 1. There she is, dude. She's honestly looking pretty damn good, if you ask me. I mean, shoot, look at that thing. She sits nice. Honestly, I don't even mind that from bumper grill or headlights. Without that ladder rack, it just looks way better. I can't wait to put our new mirrors on and the headlights. Those are gonna look sweet on this thing. But yeah, dude, she sits nice. The next on the agenda, we're gonna go ahead and pull out all of our Quikrete bags, which honestly haven't really settled. So I'm gonna pull out all the Quikrete bags. I'm going to load all the stuff into that box, all the stuff, the loose stuff. And yeah, I think we're going to head back home and we're gonna start installing some of the other parts. So it's currently windy as balls outside for no goddamn reason. So I'm sitting inside of the truck while we fuel up. But this thing was at half a tank. How much do you think it's going to cost for me to completely fill up the tank right now? With gas prices and diesel prices are way up. Right now diesel is at $4.49 a gallon. Anyways, we are completely fueling up the tank before we head home. And yeah, put in the comments how much you think it's going to cost. I do not want to get out of the truck to see, but yeah, I will record and show you guys how much it's going to cost. So I really wanted to do some really cool, like, line up all the parts together and show you guys everything that we're gonna do. But see, my garage is just an absolute pit of parts everywhere. So I really wanted to do that, but it's just not gonna happen. I wanted a super cool thing, but yeah, we're just gonna make do with what we got. So the first order of business is to change out the mirrors. So I got these nice mirrors here. Unfortunately, they are smoked out. I didn't want them smoked out, but the ones I ordered smoked out. And on the pictures, they just showed that they were orange. But I don't think they're going to look bad by any means. So the first order of business is to go ahead and take these old ones off. Now, if you are wanting to follow along at home, it looks about like this. So you have your cover plate here. You just pop this off. Has these little tabs, and then these little tabs stay on the door to seal it. Right there, there, and there. And as you can see, boom, 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 and boom. Those are the 4 bolts. So then you got one down there. So I need to get a ratchet and basically pull these out. And I don't think this one really matters. So basically we're just gonna ratchet this off, pull it off, mock up our new mirror, and see how good she looks. I got her mounted up. This John is looking, I'm very excited. I mean, dude, that's nice. Look at that fitment. Fits pretty dang good. Let's see what it looks like from the front. Ooh. It's not a huge difference, but I mean, it definitely makes it look a bit more modern, especially with the rest of the upgrades we are going to be doing here soon. That is a huge difference. And they're telescoping for when we're towing our trailers. So yeah, that's going to be really nice. They're also heated and they have electrical to them. I threw the cord, it is in there, but it's in the door panel, but I don't have electric doors of any sorts. So I just threw it in there for now, and maybe eventually I'd like to get that wired up. But I'm going to go ahead, fill this back in, take the other one off, and get those done and out of the way. Those look sweet, and this build is just getting started. Not a huge update, but I just wanted to point this out because I just think it deserves to be in the video. This is 8 bolts right here. And there are 8 bolts that go on this thing, and I did not drop a single one of those down there. I was super careful not to do that. But this is the last one. It's out, and honestly, it's really nice. These 2 bottom ones and that plastic piece right there kind of hold it in, so even if you take out all the bolts, the mirror doesn't actually fall off. So because I'm doing this as a one-man job, putting these mirrors on and taking these off, I'm not busting up all my plastic and my brand new mirrors. So that's really nice. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and install this bad boy. Let's see how she's sitting. There we go, boys. Dude, I could not be more happy with how that has turned out. Just gives the truck a more modern look with those boxy styles, dude. She looks sweet. Look at her, dude. Now next on the agenda, I was going to swap out the seats, but I'm going to wait on the seats just for now. But I do have replacement seats for these, as you saw, 2011 XLT interior. But what I'm kind of wanting to do next is going to change the look completely, and that is getting rid of these black boxy, just old headlights, dude. These things are old, and they're not even properly secured in. At least this one isn't. And I have a very sweet set of headlights to go in these. These are one-piece headlights. I'm really hoping that they're going to work, but holding it up to it, it should fit, and this will give it a way more modern look, and then it'll be the grille. But yeah, the grille and the front bumper completely change the entire look. And I think we're going to go ahead and try these. I think also partially the reason I want to try these next is because I'm not sure if they're going to fit. And these are the first thing that I got in the mail for this truck. So we're going to go ahead and try to mock them up and see if they will fit on this truck. Went ahead and looked over this to see how it's going to go in, and I believe that it's just this screw here and this screw here, and then there's going to be 2 screws down there. And thank you, wind, for blowing everything. Now here's this screw, here's this screw, and if you look down here, there's our 2 spots for those other 2 screws. Now that's why this is loose, because this thing ain't even screwed in. But yeah, we are going to go ahead and unscrew this and take her out and put the new one in. So I got this off. This kind of just fell out. I'm not sure how it was supposed to be clipped, maybe down there, but this piece right here was completely out like that. I'm not sure, but I might have to take this off. I'm not too sure on how this is all going to fit in, but somehow I want to make it all fit because it's going to look way better than what we have. Now these bulbs are actually very odd. So they have a screw here, and then right here there's like a little clampy pulling it back or something. I'm not sure really what it's for, but the first thing I'm gonna do is take that off. There. I guess that just kind of keeps tension on it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this and this. So if you guys do plan on doing this, that's why I've been recording these. Do this on your own. There's a clip right there that this thing clips to in there. Now if you look at this, this is a very odd headlight post, and that's because it's such an old headlamp that it has something like that. Now, this kit is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy. I got it on eBay. I'll have to post a link somewhere in below. But it came with the headlights, and luckily this plugs into here and then runs to this, and this clips into our better headlights. I was very worried about that for a second. I had a tiny freak out, but it will work. So now we have to pull these out, pull this out, throw our turn signals in, and this thing should theoretically work. So I'm going to see where we're going to mount this thing up at, make sure it fits and I don't have to cut anything, and we're going to go ahead and put it in. I have both headlights completely out, and I think I decided that I'm going to go ahead and take the grill off and put the other grill on while we are at it, just because I think it'll be easier to fit them in, the headlights and the grill in, with everything else off. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that grill off. I don't actually have an emblem for the grill, but let's go pull it out. All right, so here's the grill we got. This thing is pretty big, but yeah, this is from an 07, so it's the chrome, more boxy style. There's actually a different fitment here, and that's something I'm a little worried about. But it has the black honeycomb with the chrome. I had to order a 9-inch emblem. It was like $20 for this emblem right here. But going ahead and taking this thing outside, let's mock this thing up. And it looks like it's going to fit. The bumper is completely black. Not sure how I feel about that. But yeah, I think this thing's honestly gonna fit. I'm really happy with it. So we're gonna go ahead, take this bumper off, mock this up, and figure out if we wanna put those headlights in or this grill in first. So had a very good idea, maybe not a good idea, but something you should do every time you take your headlights out. I went ahead and plugged the new bulbs in to make sure that they were all gonna work, and good news, we found a burnt out light. So I'm not too happy about that, but I'm hoping that's one of the parking lights or the running lights, and not my turn signal, because if that's my turn signal, it's going to be a slight problem. But everything seems to be working, and that's my turn signal right there. Okay, phew. So that is just my park light. This one, and it's working good. Can't really tell if it's any brighter, but high beam, low beam, it's definitely a high beam. So yeah, that is good. Anyways, now that those work and we know they work, we're gonna go ahead and put our stuff in, put the headlights in, put the grill on, see this thing work. Also, this clip wasn't even attached, and this clip was actually attached. So only one clip on the bottom was holding it in. Not that it really matters though, because this whole front clip right here is just completely clapped out. Try to figure out how to repair it, then replace it. Although, it really ain't that bad. I don't know. We will see. But first, we're going to mock up this grill, see if it fits, mock up the headlights, see if they fit, and get this bad boy running. Alright, so unfortunately, my worst thoughts have become a reality. So these mounting points just don't fit. So these are the 6.0 or that newer gen's mounting points. But the problem is that these are the old gen's mounting points, and they are in the way. So I've gone ahead and marked out around where you need to cut. If any of you plan on doing something like this, there's your marks. I found a video on YouTube who marked it in these spots. I was gonna mark it on my own, and then I'm like, dude, I better just see what else someone else does. So that's where we have to mark if you want to cut these. I marked it on the other side too. I actually need to take these out still, but yeah, that's our marking point. Now, I'm hoping that this tiny thing, I don't have a Dremel, that's what he uses in his video. I don't have a Dremel, but I do have a grinder, and this is all that I have left on my blade, and I really don't want to go get another blade, but we're gonna see how far we can get with this. I also have my Sawzall, so I think I might be able to fit it in some of these bigger portions, and then I'll take my Sawzall where this thing won't be able to get because the blade is tiny. But yeah, this is fiberglass, so make sure to wear your PPE. Homemade PPE right here. We got the COVID mask with the science goggles, and then we got some gloves right here. So this is how we look outside of our house, cutting into our truck right now. Looking pretty beautiful. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, cut this thing, and try to get these headlights mounted because I really want to be able to drive this truck. Completely forgot to have my camera in the right rotation, but as you can see, made a complete mess of fiberglass everywhere. But we have cut this chunk out, and now theoretically speaking, we have this mounting point, this mounting point, this mounting point, this one. I'm kind of upset. I pushed this one down a little more than I wanted to, so I need to make sure not to do that on the next one. But using the Sawzall, this assortment of tools, we were able to get that out pretty easily. So now we're going to mock up the headlight and see if it actually fits. I think I've finally hit a point where I'm going to be getting as good as I possibly can get. But so this will push in a little bit, but right here I just can't, no matter what, get this one to line up. I have this point lined up. I have this point down here which can be pushed in to line up, and this one's basically lined up. It just kind of pushes itself out, and I'm not sure what or why they are doing that, but I cannot get it any better than it is. So I think I'm going to call it there because it's getting kind of late. We're starting to run out of time. So I think I'm going to mount them up at least in the 3 spots I can and call that good for today, because I really don't want to cut anymore. I think the more I cut right now, the more frustrated I'm going to be. All right, so we managed to get the headlights mounted. This side looks a little bit better than the other one. I can't get this part to fit. I just can't. I really can't. But I mean, they definitely don't look bad. That's for sure. They look way better than before. So we're gonna have to go ahead now, see if this grill will fit, which it should. And then I bet when he took this grill off, he broke these tabs out while trying to pull this and broke that. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and mock up our grill, throw it on here, and peel the plastic and see how she's standing. It's been a long journey so far, but I've managed to get the grill on. Reading the reviews of this grill, and a lot of people said, oh, the grill doesn't fit, the grill doesn't fit. I don't know what they were on about, but this grill fit perfectly. And here she is. I need to push down the hood, but dude, this thing is gonna look sick. I'm so stoked. Ooh, hoo, hoo. We need to put this little stopper up a little bit. There we go, guys. That grill is on there. It's looking all right. Now, I saw a video about this gap as well. So apparently there's a gap here, and you can put a spacer in between it. A spacer comes on the other one, and you put that there, and it pushes this up to kind of have less of that thick gap. But anyways, for now, honestly, I think it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and satisfyingly peel these headlights. Oh no, There we go. And dude, she is looking Mexy, dude. Look at her sitting there in all her glory. Had a crazy realization here. I had my ratchets set right in here. And I was sitting here looking at my ratchets and I was thinking, dude, I can't wait to put those other seats in. Right there, by that seat mount. You'll never believe what that is. Let me pick this up and show you guys where this thing goes. I was actually trying to find one of these online. So I had my 1999 F-150 and I pulled this out of it because he did not have one here. And he said, oh yeah, to change the temps, I just swap between the two. You will never believe what this is. That's the knob that goes there, the OEM knob. I was like, dude, it's gonna be a nightmare trying to find that exact knob because I pulled 3 off that looked just like it. 3 different ones of these off of the 3 F-150s I had as parts trucks. This is the only one that actually fit on there, but oh my god, that is the original one. That is sweet, dude. I am so stoked about that. Even more mythic loophole, I had my lucky lug wrench in there. And guess what? I was looking at it and I'm like, you know what? This thing probably fits these bolts. So instead of using my ratchet wrenches, I can just use my lug wrench and tighten up this bumper real quick. Alright, so I wanted to record a quick disclaimer because I forgot to tell you guys what I was saying because I was in a huge time rush. So obviously our trip was on Saturday, it was Friday, we were trying to get everything done super quickly. Friday also happened to be me and my girlfriend's 2-year anniversary. So I kind of got a little bit more time rushed through this little period of working on the truck. Right before this clip plays, we did actually pull out the front bench seat, and this was me going over how the seats mounted into there. Alright, pulled the bench seat out, trying to put the new one in. These mounts line up. The passenger seat lines up, so we'll have to drill a hole through here to put a cap bolt in, but there is a spot for it. It just has one of these in it, so there's not an exposed hole like those. These 3 line up, everything lines up. The only problem is, these 2 bolts, there are no spots for them at all whatsoever. So there is no spot for those 2 bolts. So I'm going to have to drill something down with like a big great washer and just drill it right through the cab. And that's going to be how we're going to do it, call it fabrication. But yeah, other than that, everything should line up and should work. Next, we're going to put in the driver's seat. Alright, so I forgot to record the clip of me putting in the driver's seat, but all 3 mounts actually mounted right up into there, and the seat fits perfectly. We did not put in these bolts yet. We also have not put in these 2 bolts. I'm recording this way late at night, after we got back from dinner, me and my girlfriend, but these are mounted in there. They're pretty sturdy. And this seat over here, we got some more food, some chicken and rice over here, but this seat is also missing one of its mounts, but it is pretty sturdy. And then obviously our cup holder is a little bit wobbly, but it should do the job because the whole entire goal was to have a cup holder and an armrest, but also still keep the old bench seat in here was my thought process. So yeah, this is how the truck is going to be sitting for this trip coming up. We got our seats in. So yeah, that is how far we have come on this truck so far. We got our seats in, we got our new headlights in, we got our new grill in, and it's about time to go on this trip. So yeah, this is the final recording before we head out to pick up our vintage camper. Alright guys, so it's officially time to start the trip. We are home right now. I'm about to get a cold start for you guys, but it'll be just 1 second. So basically, we are going to be taking a trip from home up to Dubuque. We're going to grab some parts for the F-350. Then in between Dubuque and Cedar Rapids, which Cedar Rapids is where our camper is at, we are actually dropping off some seats that some dude wanted to buy off of me. And he was going to come here, but I'm already going to be going up there this weekend, and he was going to come down here this weekend. So I'm like, man, I might as well just deliver them for you. So we're going to go from Dubuque, deliver those, and that's on the way to Cedar Rapids. Then we're going to go over to Cedar Rapids. We are going to pick up our camper and we're going to tow her home. But we're going to go ahead and get a cold start for you guys to start this trip off. All right, here we go. We'll run her through like 2 cycles of the glow plugs. It is a little chilly out today. 1 cycle. And there she is, baby. She's awake. Starts right up. We'll let her heat up a little bit before we head out. But yeah, I'm going to finish grabbing everything that we need for the trip, and then we are going to be heading out. We have our seats and our Daytona 3-ton jack in the back. I mean, we have everything. We have sockets, lug wrench. We should be set to go. So it's officially time that we make our first turn. All right, here we go, boys. Making our first trip in the old girl. Dude, I'm so excited. The old 7.3. This thing is an absolute beast of a truck. I'm hoping nothing bad happens, but we should be prepped for basically everything. I'm super stoked. We got some Monster. We got a Dr. Pepper. I'm extremely sick right now, so I know I'm going to be sounding a little weird. Definitely a sinus infection or a head cold something. Sorry I have my maps turned on. But yeah, we got a phone charger. We should have every single thing we need. We got my wallet, my phone, my car keys, and my AirPods. Those are like the big 4 is what I call them. The only thing that I'm a little worried about, and I'm trying to listen to a bit, is my left front tire. It sounds like my bearing is a little questionable. But I'm not completely sure. It's kind of hard to tell. But we're trying to warm this bad boy up. We're gonna keep rolling, and I'll check in with you guys every now and then. Alright guys, we finally hit the highway. 2 hours and 30 minutes until we get to our destination up in Dubuque. Now, this guy actually works on a bunch of 6.0s, and I don't know if he does 7.3s, but he works on a bunch of them. He buys a bunch of the Excursions, everything, and rebuilds them, apparently. He's a super cool dude. Anyways, so what we're getting from him is we're going to grab a hood, we're going to grab some seat mounts, mainly because we need some more of those flat seat mounts. So the bench seat that we added here just does not, it uses a different thing. So then the bolts have this thick ring where it's not threaded, and it just doesn't secure the stuff down. I know you can't really see it, but my seats actually move a little bit. And that's because they're not fully secured down. So I'm going to try to buy some of those off of him. And then we also don't have any lights in this thing. So we're going to try to see if he has any of the overhead lights for this truck, buy those off of him, and then just kind of see what other parts he has. Like if he has a front clip or something, we might also buy those. But yeah, we just hit the highway. We're going about 67 miles per hour. This thing's handling it like a beast. Everything looks good. I also wanted to go ahead and share with you guys a funny little story. So up in Dubuque, I don't know, I'm still a little too scared to like kind of record around other people. So I didn't actually record the encounter with the dude, but we did pick up the hood, we picked up the overhead lights, we picked up the bolts. And funny little thing, so he wanted $40 more than what I had. So I ran to the nearest gas station to go, I bought a pack of crackers, and then I went to get cash back, and I used Tap to Pay. Well, they didn't let me get cash back with Tap to Pay. So then I went back, bought another thing of crackers. Guess what? The highest amount of money that you could get back was $25. So I ended up getting $25 on my second time, and then I needed to go back, buy another third pack of crackers to get $15 more. The cashier was so confused. But yeah, we ended up getting the $40. And yeah, we picked up our parts and we were headed off to Cedar Rapids to pick up the camper. Man, you really just can't beat Iowa landscape. It's just, you really just can't beat the Iowa landscape, dude. It's just the hills and I don't know, it's just so cool. We're cruising right along, as you can see our vitals. It's just farms and farmland as far as the eye can see, but it's so pretty in my opinion. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Florida and stuff, now that's pretty, but there's just something about like all the tilling marks and everything, just the up and down hills everywhere. It's so beautiful, especially when you're driving such an old truck like this. But yeah, we're on our way to the second place. We finished grabbing the parts out in Dubuque. I'm gonna have to show you guys the little haul we got. We're also gonna air up all of our tires, make sure we're sitting at good PSI before we get all the way over to Cedar Rapids, and then we will be seeing how full our tires stayed over there. We aired them up to, I believe, 50 PSI. But I mean, dude, it is just beautiful out. There are a lot of cars out here in the middle of nowhere, and I'm trying not to get them in frame. But yeah, just look at this, dude. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Look at the sky. I don't know what it is. It's just as far as the eye can see is just land. But yeah, we're gonna head over here, sell our seats, and we will be back. We're currently on our way to Cedar Rapids to pick up our camper. If our camper is not there, or we blow a single tire on the way, honestly, might just end it all. And my only goal right now is to get that camper home before the weather advisories hit. Oh, I can help you with that. Guys, so we have not left just yet. We're right here getting ready to leave. But we got the camper on the back of the rig. It's time for us to go. I'm a little worried about how I'm gonna get out of here. We do have it all up. Our trailer brake is working. Everything's working fine. My main concern is getting on the highway with this thing behind me. And if it blows a tire or anything, we're kinda crap out of luck. So we just kind of need to full send it and hope and pray we know what we're doing. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tow this bad boy. Well, we are officially 23 miles away from home. This trip has been a huge success. The camper's pulling perfect. I mean, we're running 60 miles an hour. I just set cruise to 60 and I took it all the way home going 60. I probably could have went 65 if not more. I mean, this thing it's towing just fine. The only problem is one of my side boxes broke open or just wasn't locked correctly. So we've almost made it out to the farm, and that's where we're going to be parking this thing temporarily. I have to take a fat piss. I mean, I've been holding it in for a while. I thought it was going to come out, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to take an exit. I just want to take this thing straight home, make sure we get it home before the snow comes, and just be done. We're doing pretty good. I'm really happy. I mean, these tow mirrors, I'm just so grateful that I actually bought these and installed them before we left on this trip. Because, fun fact for you guys that I haven't told anybody, I've never towed a single thing before. Anyways, we're gonna finish getting home and I'll show you guys what's up. Alright guys, so you can't really see me right now, but we did just make it home. Truck did amazing. So we are gonna go ahead and just cut to tomorrow because, dude, I am absolutely exhausted.
3,000 years later.
So yeah, guys, we made it home with the camper. It's actually a few days later. That snowstorm hit hard, and we actually weren't able to make it out to the farm for a couple days. But we made it home with the camper before the snowstorm happened. I am so stoked. We were able to build our dream tow rig within one day and then take it on a 9-hour trip and then picked up a camper, which is my first time ever towing anything behind a vehicle, let alone for a long distance. But yeah, guys, I'm absolutely stoked. We also got our front emblem, so the truck is now finally looking pretty complete, and we're getting ready to feed the horse, and then we're gonna go look at this camper. But yeah, here's the horse. Hey, horsey. But yeah, here we go, guys. Here is the truck sitting complete in 3, 2, 1. There we go, baby. This is my dream tow rig, a 1999 7.3 Power Stroke with my dream specs. As you can see, this thing sits absolutely amazing. We actually also went ahead and put the other new hood on within the time that we got this truck. So we have our new hood on, but this truck, I haven't showed you guys the undercarriage yet, but it is almost rust free. But yeah, for a 1999 truck, I mean, this truck in the Midwest is almost completely rust free. It is a super nice truck. And yeah, guys, here is the camper. I'm not gonna go too in depth on the camper because I want to save that for the camper's own respective video, but we've put a little bit of work into it. I'm not gonna show you guys anything, but if you guys want to watch the camper renovation series, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned because we have already almost completely tore this thing to shreds, and I'm not going to show you guys the inside. But yeah, so make sure to stay tuned for that video. But yeah, guys, this is where we started the video, so it feels like a good spot to end off this video. And I mean, dude, this thing is just so nice. I love this truck so much. I'm so happy with it, especially for the budget that we ended up spending on this thing. So yeah, guys, I told you at the very end of the video, I would go over all the pricing and how much we actually spent on this truck. So the backstory behind it is, this is my dream truck, a 7.3 Power Stroke. I mean, it's been my dream truck for a while, my favorite Ford engine that they've created. And yeah, I was just kind of shooting offers on the, like at the wall on Facebook Marketplace. So I really wanted a 7.3, and there were a lot of people selling 7.3s, but most of them were crap. Basically, I just kept shooting offers at people until finally one stuck. And I mean, this is a telltale sign of don't settle for what you don't want, because I just kept trying for about 5 months, trying to find somebody who might be willing to trade my Ranger plus a little bit of cash on top to get a bigger truck like this. Because I mean, realistically, I just did not need 2 trucks at one time. I don't have the space for it. So I was really wanting to trade the Ranger, and I didn't want to have like an overlapping time period where I didn't have a truck at all. So I was trying to trade my Ranger plus cash, and I just so happened to find somebody who lived about 2.5 hours away. We ended up getting a crazy deal on this thing, so I put a bunch of work into my Ranger. I was about $2,800 deep in my Ranger, and all he wanted was $275 on top of my Ranger. I'll show you guys a picture. It was an FX4 package. So we ended up getting this truck for about $3,075, which is pretty cheap. And I ended up taking it to a mechanic because it had a pretty bad oil leak. I ended up finding that it was the high pressure oil pump leaking, and so I just had him do it. In the future, I want to do most of the mods on my own for this truck, but I really wanted it running and driving, and it was too cold for me to work on this thing in my driveway. So we ended up taking it to a mechanic and getting that fixed up. From now on, I want to have videos recording of me upgrading the 7.3 into just our dream tow rig, even more than it already is. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I want you guys, if you take anything away from this video, is just keep trying to get exactly what you want. If you keep working towards it, I mean, I was just saving up money and sending messages, probably like 5 messages a day to people who had trucks, trying to find one, and I didn't settle until we finally got our dream spec, which was a white crew cab long bed. That was the dream spec. That's what I wanted for a tow rig / work truck. And yeah, we ended up getting it. Anyways, guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Check out the video on this car, which I'm going to be showing. We ended up getting a car for $500 with 66,000 miles on it, and we're going to be repairing it and trying to flip it for a profit. And if we end up hitting 10,000 subscribers, I will try to take this truck right here, which is an old Chevy 60 dump truck, and I will try to get this thing running again. I'm not completely sure what all is wrong with it, but I mean, it definitely has problems. You can see right through the cab there. But I believe it's an inline 6. If we end up hitting 10,000 subscribers, Dude, I will record a series. Oh, this thing is heavy. Where we try to go through and get this bad boy back on the road. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a long one. And with that, have a nice day.